Taylor Swift is saying her name is Bennett and she ain't in it. Because explain to me how we have dates from you, but you're saying you never agreed. You providing the date is literally you agreeing. But I digress. Let's get into it. F around and find out. Hello there, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of F Around and Find Out. I'm still your host, Elsie, and I'm still exhausted. I literally tried to do a whole outfit change, but I'm too exhausted to do it. I have tried to take 3 naps today, and I have failed at every single turn because every time I almost closed my eyes, something else hit the docket, and I had to get up and I had to report, but I waited. I kept waiting, it's like, in case something else pops up, and lo and behold, every time I say I'm going to wait, something else did pop up. So by the time you see this video, if something else comes out that doesn't include anything I tell you here, it's going to have to come another day because I'm exhausted. And I need everybody on the docket to take a nap. Like my friend Ashley Brianna Eve said, I need like a couple of days. The weekend doesn't count. I need the docket to take a long weekend. But while I have you here, I'm going to catch you up on what happened while we were gone the last 8 hours, because Taylor Swift's lawyers, actually, before I get into Taylor Swift's lawyers, Blake Lively and her lawyers came on a docket saying, actually, hold on, we don't consent. I said, consent? It's not your decision. If Taylor doesn't want to be deposed, she has to file a motion to quash, because Taylor did, in fact, receive a subpoena. So let's take a look at what Blake and her team had to say. Dear Judge Liman, Plaintiff Blake Lively respectfully submits this reply in further support of her letter motion to modify the discovery schedule dated September 11, 2025. In opposition to Ms. Lively's motion, the wayfarer parties assert that they are entitled to an extension of discovery schedule for the sole purpose of taking the deposition of third-party Taylor Swift. The wayfarer defendants have repeatedly, sought to bring Ms. Swift. Did I not say this in my last video? Am I tripping? Do we need to call back that video? Because I'm pretty sure I said, if anything else comes on the docket, it's either going to be an order from the judge or it's going to be something from Blake and her team saying this is another PR stunt. I'm pretty sure I said that right. And dropping this on a Friday is interesting too, because the weekend is going to buzz, all weekend. This is going to buzz all weekend unless Blake's team comes back with something on a docket later today, again, saying, look, Your Honor, this is all for show, blah, blah, blah. There is a chance Judge Liman could come back with an order by close of business today saying, yes, we'll have your extension, or he comes back saying, no, you can't, or we get nothing this Friday and we don't hear from him till Monday. I knew I said it. I had mentioned something. I just needed to go check in with my twin really quickly to confirm. We do look like twins. How I wish I was a twin. Okay, see, I'm digressing. Let's get back to business. The wayfarer defendants have repeatedly sought to bring Ms. Swift into this litigation to fuel their relentless media strategy. In this latest effort, the wayfarer defendants assert, though notably without evidence, that Ms. Swift has supposedly agreed to sit for a deposition sometime between October 20th to 25th, some 3 weeks after the close of fact discovery in this matter. Yet, even if one were to take the wayfarer defendant's representation at face value, they have not come close to establishing good cause for their requested relief. Now, I don't know if you take at face value what the wayfarer party said, but knowing what Taylor's team said, do you add that and make a decision based off of that if you're Judge Liman, right? They go on to say the wayfarer defendants assert that Ms. Swift is not available for deposition until October 20th, yet are silent about their efforts, if any, to schedule this deposition during the existing discovery period. That is likely because, as explained in the attached correspondence between the parties, the wayfarer defendants do not appear to have contacted Ms. Swift's counsel regarding a date or location about the deposition until earlier this week. In this respect, the wayfarer defendants' lack of diligence and disrespect for Ms. Swift's privacy and schedule is astounding. It's like Blake is trying to text Taylor like, oh my God, I can't believe they're disrespecting your time like this. Girl, shut up. Discovery has been ongoing for more than 6 months, and Ms. Swift is more. Discovery has been ongoing for more than 6 months, and Ms. Swift is someone whose calendar should be presumed to be packed with professional obligations for months in advance. Like, stop kissing her ass. At any point over the past 6 months, the wayfarer defendants could have noticed that the deposition, served a subpoena, and negotiated an agreeable time and place for this deposition. I do have to agree with that. I don't know what the reasoning behind that is. I don't know what the process is there. They should have done a better job, right? Instead, the wayfarer defendants previously noticed Swift deposition in May 2025, accompanied by a barrage of press stories. They're gonna die on this press hill, man. Only to withdraw the subpoena to much fanfare. Now, without explanation, long after dates and locations for all other parties and third-party witnesses have been negotiated and agreed to, and without ever serving, should have served Taylor Swift a renewed subpoena, the Wayfair defendant come to this court and demand the right to take this deposition and this deposition alone more than 3 weeks after the close of fact discovery and 10 days after. You know what I'm finding? Let me finish this. And 10 days after the parties are due to exchange expert reports. You know what I'm finding very hard is anybody bitching and moaning about depositions. Blake's team being the ones to bitch and moan and cry about depositions is hilarious, to say the least. Like, are you kidding me? You did the Lil Kim to your deposition about 100 times. I know I'm exaggerating, it was only twice, but still. You contesting this and saying you don't consent to this is hilarious. If nothing, it's hilarious. The Wayfair defendants do not even attempt to explain their need for this deposition. They don't have to. Such a showing would be expected for any deposition occurring after the close of discovery, especially so for a third party, but it's even more relevant for this third party whom the Wayfair defendants have consistently sought to use to generate media spectacle in this matter. Enough. Oh my God. Nor do the Wayfair defendants address the potential disruption to the case schedule. Are you shitting me? Deposing Taylor Swift for one day in the week of October is going to disrupt the entire trial schedule? Okay. Jesus, including the potential need to take additional discovery and depositions following this deposition. Like what? Whatever Taylor is going to say in there is going to cause like a ruckus and you need to depose more people based off that testimony. I thought you said she had nothing. As is common for third-party depositions, indeed, the need for potential follow-up discovery requests and depositions is why third-party depositions need to be pursued with diligence and a discovery schedule, and the Wayfair defendants should not be rewarded for their inexplicable failure to do so. In sum, the Wayfair defendants have shown no cause, let alone good cause, for their requested extension. Their request should be denied. I don't know where Judge Liman is going to lean in this matter. I will not be shocked, will not be shocked if he denied this. I think he should grant it because Taylor is like a pretty important witness in this case. Whatever she has to say, either way, is very important, right? But this is what Taylor's lawyers had to say just a mere hour or so after Blake's team came with this. And again, I find it funny because in a way, it's like Taylor and her team are saying, we don't want to be deposed, but depose us. We don't want to be deposed, depose us. Like, we're telling you where to find us. And I find it especially, let's just read it and then we'll talk about it very quickly. Dear Judge Liman, Venable LLP represents non-party Taylor Swift. I am writing in response to the letter from counsel for Wayfair delivered to your court yesterday. As counsel for the parties note, since the inception of this matter, we have consistently maintained that my client has no material role in this action. Further, my client did not agree to a deposition, right? And that line is giving the Blake Lively fans and the Blake Lively warriors like life. They're living, they love it, right? My client did not agree to a deposition, but if she is forced into a deposition, we advised. But if she's forced into a deposition, we advised after first hearing about the deposition just 3 days ago that her schedule would accommodate the time required during the week of October 20th. If the parties were able to work out their disputes, we take no role in those disputes. If you really didn't want to be deposed, the proper thing to do is file a motion to quash when you receive the subpoena for the deposition 3 days ago, right? You file a motion to quash, let the process do what the process is going to do. But they don't file a motion to quash. They don't even say anything until Blake's team do all of this. Then they come with this literal paragraph saying, we don't want to be deposed, but we gave them a date. And they gave a date that's, even though it's like, it goes away from the discovery dates that's allowed, it's still within the frame where a judge could allow it. They could have just said, she's not available till January. She's not available till February. We're going to trial in March. That would be a no-no. But somehow they give it dates that's still reasonable. Like, why would you do that? If you really don't want to be deposed, you say, no, motion to quash. And they probably would have gotten that granted. And again, not for nothing, Taylor's team came with this letter, I think an hour or so after Blake's team came with their letter, where Blake's team made the case that time has passed, blah, 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 her schedule is tight, all that. If Taylor didn't want to be deposed, she could have literally piggybacked off exactly what Blake and her team said and written their coattails. But somehow she left the window open saying, yeah, we don't really want to be deposed, but we're available on these dates, Your Honor. So now if you're Judge Liman, you're like, okay, she didn't file a motion to quash. That's the only thing you're looking at if you're Judge Liman. The person who's getting deposed didn't say they don't consent. That's Blake's team doing all that yapping. So what do you do? How do you make this decision? How do you make this choice? I don't know. That's why I'm not a judge. So this is the email they reference where down here, you can see we noted that 3 depositions are already scheduled for that date. So Steve Surwitz, Jamie Heath, I think Steve Surwitz is on Monday. Then Jamie Heath and Justin are between the 21st and 22nd of September. You noted that your deposition notice precedes Ms. Lively's notices, and you therefore expect the depositions to be held at your office. Stephanie explained that she has spoken with blank. Then it's very redacted as well. We explained that we're unavailable on the notice dates of September 15th and 19th and object to the waiver parties' unilateral changes to the third-party deposition dates without confirming our availability. We also discussed the waiver parties' proposed deposition date for Taylor Swift, which you raised for the first time yesterday. For weeks, you have had Ms. Swift's deposition tentatively noted on the deposition chart for September 22nd. And it says blank. That looks like New York. The blank looks enough to be New York, right? But never sent a notice of any subpoena confirming this date. Do not appear to have or ever conferred with Ms. Swift's counsel regarding this date or location, nor did you discuss with us how this could possibly occur, given that September 22nd was also slated to be the day of Mr. Baldoni's deposition, which was scheduled to take place blank. That looks like Los Angeles. I'm deciphering codes here. Then yesterday, Kevin Fritz stated that Ms. Swift is only available for deposition from October 20th to 25th in a bunch of blank. I don't know what that even says. I'm trying to figure out what that could possibly say. On the call, we asked what relevance there is for Ms. Swift's deposition at this point, who was a witness the waiver parties previously noticed and then withdrew with much fanfare, only to now ask that the entire deposition calendar be extended for 30 days to accommodate. One would expect an explanation on the ways in which this witness was key and essential to their defense. When we asked what the relevance was of this witness, such that you needed an extension to the deposition deadline and extension of the calendar, you simply stated that blank, a bunch of blank. There are over 100 witnesses listed in blank, most of which are not being deposed in this case. So that alone cannot possibly be your justification for eviscerating Eviscerating is crazy. It's literally not that deep. Eviscerating is crazy. The current case calendar. We do not consent. Okay. Again, like I said before, I know this case is about SH, which we haven't heard about in a minute, but we do not consent to any depositions is crazy. And it's not about you. It's not your decision to consent or not. We do not consent to any depositions, let alone depositions of third parties with only tangential relevance to the claims of defense in this case, being taken weeks after the close of fact discovery and in the middle of expert discovery schedule. The reason for this is obvious. Any deposition might result in the need to seek leave to take additional depositions in light of a witness testimony. That is surely the case here. And it is why third-party witnesses are typically deposed at the start of fact discovery, not the end. It is grossly irresponsible to delay scheduling the deposition of a witness of this kind until the last minute, and we do not expect the court to reward your lack of diligence by granting you an extension that would blow up the case calendar. Blow up, eviscerate, all that is ridiculous word. It's not that deep. To facilitate planning, below is our proposed deposition schedule based on our discussion. And then it's literally blank, so we can't see anything. It's all redacted. Just know once you've had a chance to confirm your availability with your clients and third-party counsel. So look, I don't know what else is going to come on the docket after I've made this video, but I will not be updating you guys till tomorrow, like I said. But I don't agree with Blake's team wholeheartedly. I agree with the fact that unless something has come up that's making the waiver parties think, yeah, we need to talk to Taylor, or I don't know what it is, but you should have done your due diligence. You should have scheduled way sooner. You should have had all that stuff in place. Like, leaving yourself to be scrutinized like this is not good for your case. You know, it's not good for your case. So I don't know why they did that, unless they really don't need Taylor. And this is just, even if they get denied, it's like, okay, we don't care. We just wanted to do that, which that doesn't make sense to me. But that's why I don't get paid the big bucks. They do. All right. Taylor Swift has the opportunity to do the funniest thing ever. Blake Lively asked for an extension about something else. It got granted. Justin Baldoni had also asked for an extension for something else, including deposing Taylor Swift later in the month of October. The judge denied that extension that would allow Taylor Swift to be deposed in October. If Taylor was to say, actually, you know what? Now that the judge is saying October is just not going to work out and I'm really going to be that bitch and I'm going to be about it, I'm available end of September. I can make a shake. I could be available a couple hours one day. I'm going to be in New York anyway, whatever. I'll see you there. That would literally be legendary. Will she do that? I don't know. I don't think so. That would not send anybody in a tailspin faster than that lady and her husband and the husband's boyfriend. I know y'all love that one. If she doesn't come through and she doesn't move her schedule around, yes, the statement will be true that Taylor Swift will not be deposed. But as it stands right now, the only thing that is affirmed, the only thing that we know is Taylor Swift will not be deposed in the month of October. Now, I don't exactly understand the Wayfair Party's strategy on this because, again, they had, if we're going to be honest, they had all those months to really schedule something, to really put something on the books, and they didn't. So it's either they really don't need the deposition, they really have no need for it, and this was just to send this lady spinning, or they really do need it and now they're at a disadvantage. If I'm being real with y'all, as much as I want to be mad at the judge for shutting this down, I'm also trying to figure out, if you're the Wayfair Parties and Taylor Swift is supposed to be as important as you purport her to be, why did we not schedule a deposition way back when and confirm way back when? Either way, I don't get paid the big bucks to worry about that. That's their business. If they really wanted it, they should have figured that out. But this is not something I'm mad at the judge about. I can be, I should be, but objectively, like, you should have done your due diligence. With that said, I'm going to leave you guys. I'm going to go take a nap. Like, I actually need one. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you on the next one. Have yourselves a great day. Bye-bye.